What's going on, guys? Today is Monday, October the 7th. It is 10:45 a.m. Eastern. Still have not spoken to my husband yet. The attorney is supposed to be getting with him today. I don't have any further information, so I'm hoping that I get the answers that I'm looking for. This is torture, guys. I mean, imagine having someone that you care about. You know they're locked up. You haven't spoken to them in days. You're in a situation where you don't trust anything about the people or the circumstances that put him here. Just been a lot of questionable, cruel, and unjust things happening to my family over the course of this last week, all because we drove from Georgia to advocate for our dad in the ICU that was not or is not happy with the care that he is receiving in this hospital. And nobody is listening, not the hospital, not the hospital staff, not the police, not anybody, right? Nobody is showing that they care about the pain and suffering of the family. Instead, they inflicted more pain and suffering on the family, which was totally unjustified, unwarranted, unacceptable. I want to do this video today because as I pull all of my documentation, my videos, my audio, I'm going to be creating videos and putting them here to document what is happening to my family. What I want to document today is the remainder of that video in which they came and arrested my husband a second time for the very same incident that happened on Saturday, the very same incident that was escalated by the hospital staff, right? What ensued on Saturday was because of the hospital. It was their faults that everything got to the level that it did. We did nothing to warrant being lied on by their nurse, being disrespected by their security, and having weapons drawn upon us by the police that they called to the hospital. And for them to turn around and say, you know what, that wasn't enough. Let's sprinkle some more charges on there so we can get him good, right? Hospital is behind the second arrest of my husband. It is because of them that we are even more so traumatized. We have endured even more pain and suffering to my family that was already trying to hold things together and come together, be strong, and support dad. You have broken our family apart. We came here to give mom support. Now we can't give the support because of what you guys have all done. All we want to do was come into the hospital, see a doctor, understand where our dad's care was so that we as a family can decide what's going to be best. And the hospital, the police, the city, the state, all of them are responsible for taking this away from us. So I'm going to play the continuation of the video from the second arrest in which 4 police cars, at least that I can see, and a big SWAT tank showed up at the home of my husband's elderly parents who are in their 70s, and mom, who's in her 70s, was home when they showed up. She's very shaken, very upset, very confused, as was I, as was my husband, because we had just bailed him out of jail after being arrested on Saturday. Why is this happening to our family? Here's the video of the second arrest in its entirety.
Ma'am, stay there.
Mom.
What's going on here?
Go back inside. We're going to have a detective come.
Huh?
What in the world's going on? I have no idea what's going on.
One of you walk down my voice. Yep. Miss Irvin? How are you, man? I'm Sergeant Dina, right? So
George, the SWAT team just showed up at my house and they arrested Tori. The SWAT team is at our house. This is Tina Fazor SWAT team. They got a SWAT truck outside our house. There's a SWAT team. They said because of what happened at the hospital, we just bailed him out.
I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying yes. All I'm saying is that we have to take precautions because of the way
they saying they had to take precautions because of what happened to the hospital.
That's all.
No, we just bailed him out.
We have a new warrant for him with new charges. Unfortunately, that's why.
They said they had a new warrant for new charges. They're trying to railroad him, George.
Notified of this.
I need help.
Like this.
Generally, we don't do stuff like that because once again, there's a chance that
they're saying the hospital filed new charges.
I don't know that. Unfortunately, I don't know your son personally. I couldn't tell
That's
you,
what it sounds like. I just called Bill.
He's getting arrested again, and that's a general practice.
He's getting arrested again.
Exactly. I understand where you're coming from, and it feels.
Where are you taking?
It's not a good thing for you to have to happen.
Still mourning. We are totally unprepared.
Where are you taking him to?
To the same
They're taking him back to the same place again.
My son came
Yeah.
from Georgia here to
Well, how do they rearrest somebody?
To help me.
I get it.
Who was in it? I see him practically dying. And this is going on. This is creating all kind of drama for me.
This is, dude, my husband, he just lost his son in July. His dad's in the ICU, and we're from Georgia. We're not even from here.
I understand that, man.
And we told the officers that this is a lot. This is a lot. I'm sorry, George, go ahead. I did. I talked to Bill yesterday and told him the situation, and he was going to do some checking. And now I'm going to call him. They had a SWAT truck, and they took my husband off.
Can bear. I don't know.
I
For
understand.
that incident, it was not.
Okay, I'm gonna text him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him too. I called him here, and I'm about to call him now.
Don't give you my card.
Can you call it? Can you call him too? Because I'm doing it now. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye.
So he's been brought to the he's basically right now he has to go before the judge before he can bond out. So that'll be tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning. Okay. Like I said, the response is because of
He
the
doesn't
situation.
even have clothes on. He's in here in his shorts and t-shirt.
Do you have pants or anything that we could bring for him?
I'm sure his wife can.
Yeah, let me go
I
get
would be
him.
happy to bring that.
Yeah,
for
can I get some shoes and some pants and things?
Absolutely, man.
All right, look, hold tight. I'll be right back. All right, here, man. Just hold it.
The refill was totally overblown. I'm sorry, but it was outrageous.
Yeah,
Like that.
all this because
My
of her
husband and I
feelings.
have been
Yeah.
living in this
Yeah.
community for the last 50 years.
hmm
We have never, ever had any connection with the police department, done anything to bring any kind of drama to our lives.
Yeah, and what happened at the
This is
hospital
just
did not warrant
way
all
too
this.
much.
My husband did not do anything that warranted all this. He went there and he asked for a doctor. The nurse didn't like the way he said it. I don't like the way you're speaking to me. And she goes and runs and calls security. Then security comes and he does the same thing. I don't like the way you're speaking to me. And then he calls the cops and you come up here and treat it like a criminal. Well, the first thing we did when we got to Stamford, Connecticut, we went to the police office first. My husband said, hey, I'm here. I'm in town. I just want to let you know I'm going down to the hospital. They're not treating my dad right there. They're not right now. We're having issues with the care. So it's really odd that all of a sudden this is going on. They're trying to cover their butts. They've been acting weird for the last 3 days, hopping and popping like they haven't been doing before. And then all of a sudden this is what's going on. So I smell a rat right here with the hospital and with everything that's happened right now. It's trying to railroad my husband. This is not warranted at all.
Yeah.
Since when does all this come about because of hurt feelings?
No, it's
You know,
not
and I
because
know
of
you
hurt
guys are
feelings,
doing
yeah,
your
it's-
job, but
I'm-
put yourself in my shoes. This is crazy right now.
I get it. Listen, and this is not.
Yeah.
I don't think this is what you guys expected when you guys were gonna come up here.
So that's the video when they came and they arrested my husband a second time. Please support if you can, guys. I got to get him out of jail. I haven't spoken to him. And my brain, I'm going crazy over here. Just to summarize, we rode up from Georgia on Friday, September the 27th, in the midst of Hurricane Helene. 18-hour drive to the city where mom and dad was, to where dad's in ICU here, fighting for his life. We just lost our son to suicide in July. So the thought of losing, dad right after that was just too much. We were already going through a lot as a family. Finally make it here, where dad is in the hospital. Husband wants to be proactive. He wants to extend the professional courtesy. He wants to protect himself and his family because we know how it is. He goes to the police station, shows his face, identifies himself. They see him in the security gear. He lets them know, I'm in town, going to see my dad in the ICU. Not happy with the care. So in case I ruffle some feathers and they call the cops, I don't want you guys coming to hide. I've already been by here. I told you my situation. He did all that to avoid what happened to him and his family, and it happened anyway. Get to the hospital, go up to see dad. Nurse comes in. She doesn't even say hello. She doesn't even greet us. First thing she says is two people to a room, right? Okay, fine. I proceed to leave the room. My husband's still trying to wrap his head around the fact that his hero, his dad, is in his ICU bed and he's got all these tubes coming in and out of him. But even more disturbing, he is strapped to his bed, right? So imagine you're trying to make sense of this, right? Think of the amount of emotion that swells up inside of you when you see your loved one, they're strapped to their hospital bed. You don't know why. You just know it doesn't look right, right? So yeah, he turned to the nurse and very firmly, he asked for a medical professional. He wasn't nice. He shouldn't have been. My dad's in here strapped to a bed. I'm not going to be friendly and smiling in your face. I want a medical professional, right? He did not threaten her. He did not get in her face. He requested a medical professional in a manner that was expected. We are a family that is hurting. Our loved one is in here, and you as a nurse should have had empathy, regardless of how he said it. You should have had the empathy, concern, and the care to say, you know what, I understand the situation. Your dad's sick. I may not like the way you asked for, a medical professional, but I understand. I'm going to go ahead and just get what you want, right? But no. She had her own attitude, her own feelings about the thing. She wasn't thinking about us. She was thinking about herself. Went and lied to the security guard. Oh, he got in my face and he threatened me. Here comes security guard in all hot, not even asking our side of the story, starting off as the aggressor. Towards a family that is already hurting. Their loved one is in the ICU fighting for his life, and continue that aggression even after we explained, look, sir, we drove up. We're tired. Our dad's in the ICU. We got a lot going on. It's a lot of stress. All the things that you would expect a family to say who has a loved one in the ICU. It's a stressful situation, right? Security guard didn't care. You go watch the audio and the video, you can hear out of his own mouth. He told us twice back to back. I'd be lying if I said I cared. Right? Told him, look, we know we're really tired. We stressed. We drove all the way here from Georgia to see our dad. This ain't Georgia. You a long ways from Georgia. Have to ask the hospital, is this the way you treat the family of a patient? Is this acceptable to you? What happened to my family is unacceptable. Under no circumstances should a family ever have to be subjected to mistreatment and disrespect from the hospital staff when all they want is a doctor, a medical professional. When you go back and you watch the extended version of that video I did, you will see the common theme. We ask for it over and over and over again. I just want a medical professional for my dad. I just want a doctor. We didn't become unruly. We were never disorderly. We were never loud. We didn't put our hands on anybody. We didn't threaten anybody. We were the victims in this situation. We were the ones that were scared in this situation. You drew weapons on us. I had to jump in front of my husband. 70-year-old mother had to jump in front of me. Afraid that you're going to shoot my husband down right in front of his father's ICU room. My father was in his ICU bed looking at everything that happened. He saw the nurse when she came in. He saw the security guards and their aggression. He saw all of those cops, a lot of cops, draw weapons on us. He was there for the whole thing. And when you hear that audio, you will hear us advocate for our father over and over again. We need a doctor. Expressing that we're not happy with the care, because dad has expressed he's not happy with the care. Even hearing in the background, you can hear in the background at one point, dad say from the hospital room, I'm not happy with the care here. Nobody listened to the family. And even after everything was said and done, they traumatized our family, hauled my husband off to jail when he came up here to help, put us through all this pain and suffering. Not one person from that hospital sat the family aside and asked us for our side of the story. Not one. That speaks volumes. Those people do not care, right? So when the security guard employed by that hospital said out of his mouth, I don't care, he was representing the hospital, because everything they showed matched up to what he said. These people trampled all over our civil liberties. Put yourself in my shoes. Women out there, you have husbands, you love them, you want them to come home every night. Put yourself in my shoes. Imagine you have a loved one that's in the hospital, could be your father, your mother, or somebody that you love. You go up there because you think you're losing this person. The care hasn't been up to par. You feel like they're not taking care of your loved one like they should, and you want to go advocate for that person. But then your cries for a medical professional, your cries for a doctor go unheard, and instead you're met with aggression. Ladies, imagine your husband was advocating and your husband gets weapons drawn on him. You standing in between those weapons drawn on your husband and your husband, trying to shield him from being shot. Put yourself in my shoes and really feel what that feels like. Now feel what it feels like when you imagine those same officers that drew those weapons upon your husband, they handcuff him and take him off to jail, right? Put yourself in my shoes and imagine what that feels like, right? Then imagine finally bailing your husband out of jail and you seeing him so upset. He's so distraught. He's so traumatized because he knows he didn't deserve any of this. He took the precautions. He gave the professional courtesy ahead of time so that this would not happen, but yet still it did, right? Now put yourself in my shoes. Your husband is finally at home. He's safe because you bailed him out on Saturday night. And then on Tuesday, just a few days later, here come several police cars and a SWAT tank to your house. They show up at your elderly parents' house to pick up your husband. You're sitting there trying to figure out what is going on. He's already been arrested. I already bailed him out. What is happening? Only to find out that the hospital, the very facility responsible for all the pain and suffering that your family has already endured on Saturday, right? After being lied on by the nurse, after being mistreated by the security, after having weapons drawn upon them by the police that the hospital called. The hospital is still at it, right? The hospital is still attacking. They're still inflicting pain and suffering upon the family, right? Oh, let's sprinkle some more charges in there so we can go pick them up again. That is evil. Put yourself in my shoes. Imagine this was your husband. Imagine this was your son going through all of this. We were very clear. This is what we're going through. We drove all this time. We just want to come see our dad, make sure our dad is all right. When there's a lot of stress, we just lost our son. We went through all of these things. We're telling these people all these things, right? And they're steadily showing us they don't care. So I'm going to end this video right here. But please, guys, I want to get my husband out of jail. I do not trust any of these people here. I don't trust the hospital. I don't trust the police. I don't trust the city. I don't trust the state. I don't trust the facility that he is in right now. I want my husband home and safe. And the fact that I have not spoken to him since Wednesday morning before they transported him an hour up the road is not making me feel at ease. So share the video, share all the videos that I am putting on this channel, comment, like, subscribe. All the activity gets these videos into the algorithm. What can you do to help? You can donate. All of your donations, our family thanks you. We need them. We appreciate you. Anything you can give, I don't care if it's $1. I appreciate anything you're willing to open up your heart and give to my family. Every penny of that money is going to go towards getting my husband out of jail, paying our legal fees, and whatever we got to do to get justice for what has happened to our family. Second, you can share this video, share it to your social media pages, share it to news organizations, share it to friends, talk about it, just get the word out. The more we do that, the more eyes will get on this situation that has happened to my family. Third, you can pray. You can pray for us. Guys, I appreciate everything you've done for my family so far. I appreciate all the love and support. This right here is my main priority. So I'm going to put to the side all of the Tech Job Tina content. This right here is my number one priority, making sure my family is back together, safe and sound. It is my hope and my prayer that my husband is home safe, that my dad is home safe from the ICU, and that we can be a family together again and try to heal the best we can from this terrible ordeal that we have been through. You can find the links to the GoFundMe page in the description for this video and in the comments. You can also find the links for the other videos I have done regarding this incident. I'll also put a Cash App there as well. And for anybody that maybe wants to donate via Zelle, just email me at techjobtina@gmail.com and I'll give you the instructions for that as well. Thank you, everybody. I will keep these videos coming. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.